Hello everyone. Skip the countdown today because I had so much trouble once again to get the damn thing going. My goodness, 2 Google checks and still couldn't get it on. I don't know, there's just something different about this, the different OBS setup. I don't know why it's so complicated this way to get it running, but it is. So, sorry about that. Anyway, how are you? How is everybody? It's been 3 weeks now, hasn't it? So I think we'll just get right on with it. We are going to do a check-in for MewGulf today. We will be using the Intuit Tarot. I'm not going to waste my time talking too much today if I can help it, because I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I am battling a little bit of a head cold right now, and the voice is kind of off and on with that. So it's funny, I've just come down with it in the last 12 hours, and I looked it up what that can possibly mean for a reader. It can either mean you're picking up the vibes of the people you're about to read for, or it can mean that you yourself are taking on too much in your life and you need a break. Like your body is screaming out, take a break. So either of those things kind of fit for me at the moment. So anyway, let's see what the cards reveal today. So starting with Mew Supersit as usual. So Intuit, what can you tell us about how Mew Supersit is currently feeling this month, at the end of this month we'll say, about his situation, about his life, and if possible, if you can tell us if he's been thinking about Gulf Kanawat at all, how he's feeling about that too. So what's the overall vibe for Mew at the moment? Now I have 2 cards here already, and that one is the one that revealed itself first, so I'm going to take that as that's the first card, at least for now. And it's Page of Swords upside down. Interesting. Okay, which is an Aquarius card, only by being a page, of course, but still, Aquarius is there, and so is Libra. This card, Page of Swords, says plays mind games. Oh, okay. Flippant, nothing to say, gossip, sarcastic, cynical, not speaking your truth, and unanswered questions. Okay, so that's opposite to truth coming out, isn't it? Kind of. Alright, and these 2 cards, what else have we got here? Okay, let me just check something. Okay. Well, the whole deck is in reverse. Surprise, surprise. But Page of Swords, you saw how that came out, right, guys? It flipped itself. It showed itself. So what I'm going to take that as is that should stay in reverse. Perhaps Ace of Cups should be upright, though. And if this one is reverse, I'll also turn it upright. Yeah. Okay, so put that upright. So let me put that the way it was for you guys. So Page of Swords in reverse, not telling the truth, etc. Ace of Cups, overflowing love, bliss, romantic success, new romance, flowing emotion, this is it, and joy. So that following on from this card kind of means not speaking your truth about your love life being as great as it is. In other words, possibly lying about your life being that great. And then Queen of Wands, stylish trendsetter, charming, confident, courageous, energetic, outgoing, visionary, strong, and sexy. So again, could be lying about how happy you are, how charming your life is right now. Excuse me, guys, you're gonna have to excuse me today. Excuse me. And yeah, just that's it. To me, those three cards together is just saying it's kind of confirming exactly what we've been hearing or being told in the last reading, in the reading before that, in all the readings kind of leading up to now, kind of hinting they're not telling the truth. There. Now, before I go on, if you want to think that the Page of Swords might have been meant to be upright, then this card upright is thirst for knowledge, mental agility, quick-witted, curious, ideas, vigilant, guarded, communicative, things first, education and fairness. Now, if I remember correctly, in the Goldie deck, it talks about like intuition as well, like thirst for knowledge, intuition, and learning new things, sort of trying to learn the truth yourself. Still doesn't really paint a romantic, fully head over heels in love picture for those two. But it also, since we're reading, and I said it could be, you know, how he's feeling about golf as well, it could also be that. You know, it could be that Mew might be feeling curious right now, like perhaps he's a little bored. If you don't mind me saying so, he's a little bored with the way his life is possibly become so predictable and stagnant on his side with the other, and you know, he's curious now. He's looking back and he's curious how it may have really been with someone else, if it's that way, possibly. Anyway, that's only 3 cards. You know, we usually get 5 out, so let me get 2 more cards and then I'll pull up the other meanings. So give me at least 2 more cards, please, Intuit, of how Mew Superset is currently feeling, let's say towards Golf Kanawat this time. So this might be about him and the other. What about him and Golf Kanawat? What's the story with him and Golf Kanawat right now? Is he thinking about him? Are they planning to have a reunion? Because a lot of readings have been talking about a reunion with someone from the past, someone you know really well, and as well for Aquarius. So please tell us with just 2 cards or more if you must into it, how Mew Superset is feeling towards Golf Kanawat right now. What part is Golf Kanawat playing in Mew's life right now? Oh. No, I saw that flip, but I didn't see what it was. I think I might take that anyway. And one more, please. Into it, please. Just one more. I need at least one more. Oh. How is Mew Superset currently feeling towards Golf Kanawat? Not usually this resistant, so maybe he's too busy at the moment to be thinking about his future with golf, you know. Maybe he's too much in the current right now for that, because, I mean, you saw some of the things he's been putting out. He's been very busy with work, with Sunny. Then suddenly, out of the blue, he puts himself in a excavator on some kind of a land point. Now, I'm going to say it doesn't look like it could be, you know, the future home of those two that they've been talking about. It just doesn't have that feeling. Plus, if you look, the joint post that they made, both Mew and the other, have 2 other names on it. So it sort of gives the vibe of more like a business place, a new business place than a family home, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, if it is the family home that they have boasted about for, how long has it been now? More than a year. Well, then I suppose it just suits them. Being such a distant pair, it suits them. You know, they can have half the house to themselves. They can each have a bedroom. They can each have a kitchen, a lounge room to hang out with their own friends. You know, they can have such a distant but comfortable, well, not comfortable, I'd say convenient life with each other, where they don't have to live down each other's necks, but they can still claim to live under the same roof. You know what I mean? Ridiculous, I know, but you know, who knows? Alright, so what have we got here? Ace of Swords. Now that's the truth. So right now towards golf. How he's feeling about golf right now? He wants the truth to come out about him and golf. And then followed by 5 of Cups. He wants the truth to come out about him and golf. Unwelcome change of why he's not happy the way things ended. That's interesting. Emotional baggage is also there. Mourning, loss, sadness, grief. But resisting change is kind of what I saw first, after the unwelcome change. And as we know, there's a lot of change going on. Even just in the astrology itself, with Mew being an Aquarius, the moon is in Aquarius right now. All the readers are saying that it's conjunct with Pluto and Jupiter, and it's going to shine a light. It's going to shine a light on what you truly feel comfortable with, what you have a passion for, and what you really just, you're still connected to, but you want to give away. So, interesting. All right, let's pull the cards up and then we'll, of course, get some clarifiers. So let's start at the beginning. Page of Swords. Get that up. Oh, hang on, it was in reverse, wasn't it? Page of Swords in reverse. There it is. Alright, so Page of Swords in reverse. It's Mercury, as it shows there. Oh, look at the words that uses. Deception, manipulation, all talk, haste, haphazard action, and self-expression. Okay. It's funny. I don't know if you're still with me, guys, because the minute I said deception, error, YouTube is not responding, came up. Yeah. Interesting. No, and that's not going away. Well, I don't know if you're still with me or not, guys, but as usual, I am recording, so if I have to, I will re-upload. But I'll be watching to see when that yellow goes away and goes back to excellent too, if it will. Maybe I should, hang on, let me move my phone up here and see if that helps at all. Sometimes the signal can be better. Oh, look at that, excellent. So I was just explaining, if you were missing me there, as soon as I said the first word that comes up on this card, the YouTube bad reception banner came up, basically. So that's interesting. Anyway, So yes, this is something, I didn't get the actual word deception or manipulation. I did say lies though, didn't I? But those two words, that I was not thinking that way. So again, kind of a confirmation on what we've been getting in readings in the past up to now, also what other readings are saying, that there's deception, manipulation, all talk and no action, I suppose, haphazard action regarding his love life right now. I'll just jump to that. But we'll look at these cards as well. But that's interesting. Also, because it's a Mercury card, that means it's definitely to do with communication. So it's very well, just this card alone is saying Mew is not speaking all his truth. Mew is not being completely clear about what is happening. He's possibly deceiving and manipulating the situation. He's deceiving people in general, of, you know, making them believe that he's happy, that he's in a relationship he wants to be in, etc. And he's possibly manipulating the situation to try and control the outcome, our favorite saying in this place with Mew, or possibly he's being manipulated to have to stay in this deceptive situation. Either way, yeah, it's not a very nice outlook for someone saying they're, you know, head over heels in love. Anyway, let's move on to the next card. So, Ace of Cups. Hang on, we're not in reverse anymore. Let me get out of there. Alright, so the next card, Ace of Cups. Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, and marriage. Even the new baby, proposal, and marriage, it could be Mew's not being truthful about how he feels about those things, about ever getting married with this person he's supposedly publicly engaged to. Could also be he's not telling the truth about children. I mean, did you see the last video? How just he belongs in that position where he was helping little baby Nini down the slide. It's just the way he's been with kids all along, if you've been following him longer than this scandal, and you know, just the aura he has when he's around children. He's meant to be a parent. It's so obvious. He's meant to have kids in his life. He's meant to have his own children. And he may just be, you know, holding those dreams and feelings in, of he wants to get a move on with that goal in life, because the other is not allowing for it, you know. I'll never forget when he had that interview in 2023, where Mew sounded so sad when he was asked about, you know, the possibility of having children in the future, and he said that his other half didn't want them, and then he sort of added yet hesitantly afterwards, like, you know, and then he says, oh, so you know, can't do it if the other half doesn't want it. It was like, as soon as he was questioned, Tool, that is, as soon as Tool came out and with him supposedly, and they started questioning him about it, the attitude he has, like, oh, you know, in this day and age, not everybody has to have kids. Does that sound like somebody who has the same goal as Mew does, to want to have his own offspring, to want to have his own children? Absolutely not. It sounds like somebody who wants any excuse not to. And we still know that, of course, Gulf is still, you know, longing for that picketed fence family life one day. He still holds strong to that. He's taken back, you know, that he wants it anytime soon, but deep down he probably still wants it. It's just not possible to have it done by as soon as he may have wanted it. But of course things can change. So I don't think he's given up entirely. He's just possibly being cautious about what he tells fans. But still, we know for certain that the other half is certainly not interested. And, you know, while he can pose with kids and, like, he once did a charity event where he took kids to the aquarium and stuff like that, it's not that he hates kids or anything like that. It's just some people are not cut out for having children, or they don't prioritize having children. They prioritize career and business first. And that's the kind of person Tool seems to be. Excuse me. So it could even be that Mew is, you know, hiding how he truly feels about not having any goal anytime soon to have his own family, because if there's anything with Mew that I sort of resonate with after, you know, I started following him, it's that he keeps reminding himself that he's not young anymore. You know? I mean, I don't do that as such, but I do, so I'm aware, especially when it comes to things like having kids, I'm aware that, you know, the clock is ticking, etc. So before I had my daughter, I certainly was being pressured, like time's possibly running out. But for him, there's no real body clock ticking as such, but he could still be like, you know, maybe he wants to have children while he's still young and fit. That's something as well. And it just doesn't look like that having kids is anywhere in anybody's plans regarding the other. If they really are like that, of course, you know, you've got to consider that. You've got to consider that we are right about, you know, the falseness of all this, and there's no real partnership or connection there anyway, in that sense of like getting married and having kids. But if there is any chance of it, it could be that Mew is not speaking up about how unsatisfied he may be feeling with the future outcome that they're talking about. All right. Could also be, if I skip ahead, could also be he's not happy with how things ended with Gulf, in the public eye at least, as well. Let's move on to Queen of Wands. I feel like I'm spending too long on each card. Queen of Wands. Why is that? It shouldn't be there. Courage, confident, independence, focused, zest for life, determination, and joy. That's right, this is the Pisces card, and it's Sun and Jupiter. So, as I said, in conjunct with Jupiter, the moon in Aquarius at the moment, so that fits right in for Queen of Wands. So he's not being truthful about how much he may want this determination and joy, how determined he is to possibly have kids one day, or how determined he is to see this whole thing through with a smile on his face, whether that be real or not. Could be that too, because if I go back to Page of Swords, we get deception. So that means that joy, courage, etc. is not, you know, he's not happy. He's not happy then. It's a deception that he's as happy as he claims or wants people to believe he is. And then moving to Ace of Swords. Mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflict, and surgery. So yes, this is really, mental clarity brings the idea of truth. It's the truth card. Speak your truth. You suddenly, everything is clear. You have an epiphany, as this card says. And focus on truth and vision. And since it's 5 of Cups, I'd say regarding his past as well. Let's go 5 of Cups. You're still here? That's good, Kelly. 5 of Cups. Regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism, loss and grief. Mars. And it's a Scorpio card. So, yes. Yes, I didn't see that. Even on this card, it's Scorpio and Sagittarius. So, yeah. This is him looking back and feeling like he hasn't been truthful. He hasn't been truthful about his past with golf. He's thinking about it. Maybe he hasn't been truthful to himself. Maybe, there's hidden feelings. And, this Page of Swords, intuition is knocking, trying to, time after time, warn you that, he's not in alignment right now, that there is somebody he needs to reunite with before he can move on. And he's not listening, and he's deceiving possibly himself even, that he is happy with what he has right now. He is happy to move on without Golf and possibly Waanjai. And, he's better off without them. He could even be thinking that. It really depends what the truth is behind the scenes. We can only know so much from what we see, what we observe. But these cards here are kind of telling the tale that Mew is not as happy as he claims to be, as he wants people to think he is. I mean, you must be blind if you can't see how he's finding it hard to smile lately. How when he does smile, it may look a little bit overdone, depending who he's with. If he's with his fans, not so much. That's, pure joy. But when it looks like he's doing something for business, or he's with the other, definitely looks like he's, putting on that business smile or business grin, or really overplaying, like, sort of like that kind of thing. And, yeah, it's obvious. Unfortunately, he's not as good an actor as he thought in that regard, and it's obvious to many people who are willing to see past the charade on top that he is not as happy as he seems, or as he wants us to think, as he wants the world to think. From another viewpoint, this could just be simply, Mew wants the truth to come out about him and Golf, as in something went wrong back then, they parted ways, and that's why they don't see each other now, as, everybody else claims. Or maybe there's a hidden truth that he wants to come out so that he can return to being, phenom with Golf. Oh, goodness, guys, I'm sorry about this. Anyway, reading must go on. Alright, so, let's move on to clarifying. Oh, look at that. YouTube is not responding, came up again. What did I say this time? What did I say this time? Anyway. Clarify. So we're doing Mew, we'll clarify with Aquarius. These cards out. Okay. So, hello there, Aquarius. Can you please clarify this Page of Swords in reverse for us? Why did Mew pull the Page of Swords in reverse today? Is he not being truthful? Is he being deceptive about his happiness right now? About his love life, etc.? Alright, we've got 2 cards here. Let's see. The Hierophant. So that can... This card says conduit religious tradition and group thinking, but Hierophant often can point to legal matters or even marriage, to be precise. So not being honest about that. Okay, and this one? 9 of Cups. Divine fulfillment, prosperity, and gratitude. So yeah, he's not being honest about how happy he is with this engagement, with the thought of getting married to this person, possibly even with legal matters regarding this person, with business regarding this person. He's not as happy as he claims. He's not this 9 of Cups. He's not sitting in front of all his cups, you know, proud, happy over the moon, and fulfilled. He hasn't got this divine fulfillment, as he may claim. Alright. And then what about Ace of Cups, please? So is this really about he's not happy with his love life right now? He's not happy with the situation he's in with Tulpacorn, perhaps? Or is this he's not happy with the distance he has with Gulf, Canawat even? Which aspect of his love life are we talking about here, Aquarius? Is it the hidden one, or is it the one out in the public eye? Which is he not being truthfully honest about? Ace of Cups. Why did Mew Supersuit pull the Ace of Cups today, Aquarius? Just one cut. Oh, that was a flip. I saw. Make sure, yeah, that's upright. So I don't know how that happened. The deck is not in reverse, but if you can see there's a card here that is in reverse, and it's facing upwards, and that is the 2 of Cups. So that's how it came out. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, unification. Sorry, hang on. In reverse, it's division, separation, and isolation. This could even be saying, you know, he's not being truthful about not being separated from Gulf. It could be that. If we go back to the idea of what the truth is behind the scenes, if MewGulf really are still as close as some of us believe, then that's what he's being deceptive about, possibly. Interesting. Maybe I'll do this one, then we'll do these cards on the screen, and then I'll go for the next 2. I feel like I don't want to get too far ahead without clarifying. So, alright, Queen of Wands next. Pisces card. Charming, confident. We did Queen of Wands, didn't we? Zest for life is on that card, isn't it? Zest for life, joy. So he's not truly happy about a possible separation. So this could be talking about Gulf. His separation to Gulf in the public eye, perhaps. He's not as happy, content, and proud of that as he may seem. With the Hierophant here, maybe there's contracts involved, as I always say, you know, the possible chance that there's a contract that forbids them from being shown together in public, which would explain the avoiding each other like the plague with all events. And perhaps, you know, Mew is not happy with this at all. But there's a hierarchy controlling the matter, possibly. So what's this Queen of Wands here for, Aquarius? Is it that he's not as happy as he claims. The joy and everything is not really there. Knight of Swords. Determined, successful, instinctive. So if that's about golf, it means he's... a lot of people think Mew is determined to keep golf out of his life. Perhaps that's not true. Also successful here. We all know how successful golf has been since Tharn type. Mew? Well, he was for a little while there, but he's kind of gone downhill now, hasn't he? Somewhat. Not completely, but somewhat. He certainly hasn't favoured by this involvement with his best friend, his travel buddy. Instinctive. If this is more about situation with Tool, not being honest about that there's a legal matter between them, or a business deal between them, dirty money even between them, that he's not proud of, which is keeping them together. And he's not as determined to get married and live with this person as he may show the world, the media. It could be that as well. Alright, let's have a look at these cards now from up here. Are you still with me, guys? The yellow ribbon is still there. Anyway. Let's get first the Hierophant. Institutions, tradition, religion, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bonded, mercy, wisdom and trust, and its Jupiter. So again, that fits in with what I was talking about with the full moon. The reason this is looked at as a possible marriage is because there's two people here. There's two people here dealing with some sort of a legal matter. So that it could also be marriage, divorce, anything you go to court for, basically. This could be the business partners, even. Could be that what's keeping them together is business, and only business. You know what I'm saying? Let's go 9 of Cups. I'll tell you what I'm not getting. I'm not getting the vibe from these cards that in the past, MewGulf were all just business. That's not coming through to me in these cards. Because I'm not getting a vibe about MewGulf as such until after this card, if that makes sense. I'm not getting anything sort of connected to golf with these cards here. This is all air energy. Then we get Cups, which is, you know, like a cup sign, like Scorpio, for example, and Pisces, his Pisces side, which I always say I feel like golf brought the Pisces side out of Mew. Queen of Wands is also Pisces, so we stay on the water emotional side. Then we sort of tilt back to Swords, which I feel like because this is the Truth card, this is like Mew really thinking, trying to gain clarity about how he truly feels. All these swimming emotions, trying to gain clarity on how he truly feels about what's happened in the past. And then 5 of Cups, of course, is also Scorpio, Sagittarius, so that's golf right there. The 5 of Cups is really the golf card, at least in this deck. I'm not sure what it is here yet. And yeah, he's thinking about, you know, he regrets how things happened in the past, whether that's because he really did end things with golf, or because he's had to hide his relationship with golf since then. He's not happy. He's not happy with the outcome regarding golf. But it's sort of air energy, apart from that one, sort of stops after that one card, which is why it also gives me this strong feeling that business partners, it's all about money with that. And it's funny because a few other readers said that. It's all about money. It's all about money. There was somebody in Aquarius reading that it was all about money. I need a... Excuse me a minute. And I really don't think that's referring to golf. Right, so yeah, where are we up to? So let's move on to Two of Cups now, in reverse. Let me not forget. Two of Cups in reverse, hang on. Don't forget the reverse, in reverse. Self-love, disharmony, distrust, breakups, imbalance, tension, broken communication. Yeah, so if this is all about the business partners, and you know there's some kind of dirty money or a legal deal that's holding them together, that could be causing distrust between him and golf. Could be causing tension and imbalance and broken communication between him and golf. Or if this is talking more about Mew and the other, could also be disharmony, as in, you know, Two of Cups up in reverse. It's not a good pairing. It's not a good pairing, right? Of any kind, because Two of Cups, it doesn't have to be lovers. It can be any relationship. So definitely there's something... There's imbalance there, as the card says. There's imbalance there. But with the sign being Venus, it does sort of lean more towards the love category. So as I said, I feel like air energy here, and then cups sort of take over. So what I said first, it could be that there's a bit of disharmony and imbalance between MewGulf at the moment because of this. I mean, who would doubt that? Who would doubt that somebody parading around for some kind of business contract with somebody claiming to get married to them in 2 years, claiming to be engaged, claiming to be head over heels in love with them? Don't you think that would upset the real person behind the scenes? Of course it would. He's only human, right? So yeah, makes sense. All right, and then let's have a look at Knight of Swords. Impulsive is what I remember from this one. Like rushing. He's the fastest knight in the court, rushing towards something. Very ambitious, yes, ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast-thinking, defending beliefs. And Mercury, meaning you're not thinking about things too much. It's all full speed ahead, and think about it later. Think first, deal with it later. Think first. Act first, think later is what I meant. Yeah, it's sort of like that. So, with this and the Queen of Wands, it could be that Mew is determined to make things work out for him for the better right now in the present. So he's determined to make things look like he's happy, like he's enjoying life. But deep down, he's probably not. Because go back to Page of Swords in reverse. there is some sort of deception, manipulation going on regarding all this. Alright, and then let's get some clarifiers. So, if this is all about him not being happy with the situation he's in, whether that be with Tool or with Gulf, and he really is sort of just putting on a show for the world at the moment because perhaps he can't do anything himself at the moment. Perhaps there's, as I said here, there might be a contract that prevents him. Might be a contract with his business partner, might be a contract on Gulf's side even, if it's to do with Gulf, that he can't do anything about right now. And perhaps the truth is going to come out about that soon. Here we have Knight of Cups came out for that. So truth about enthusiasm, enamored, bewitched, truth about having love, truth about really being in love with, or Knight of Cups is like, if I remember, Knight of Cups, here we go again, Knight of Cups is both Libra and Scorpio. So this could be Mew again, measuring both of them in his head, not being happy with the situation with either of them. Anyway, I have two other cards here. What have we got? Page of Wands and Knight of Pearls or Coins. Knight of Cups, Page of Wands, and Knight of Coins. So his love for either Gulf or the other, or both. How it's inspired him, the potential it has, free spirit is Page of Wands, methodical, purposeful, and traditional Knight of Pearls. So, sorry, Knight of Coins. So this could be very much the truth coming out about how one of these relationships was all methodical, was all for business, you might say, and the other was the real deal. Which one? Well, we have Scorpio here, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Five of Cups doesn't so much have a connection to the other as yet, but having said that, you know, I haven't pulled a clarifier yet. So what about this Five of Cups? Is this Five of Cups truly talking about Gulf Kanawat and the part he played in Mew Supersit's life in the past? Because Five of Cups is looking back in the past. So what's this Five of Cups here for, Aquarius? Oh. Interesting. Okay, so we got the Hermit, which could be telling me it's more about Tool there. That he's regretting his past with Tool. He's regretting what's happened regarding Tool, but the Hermit can also be, you know, looking within. I'll explain when I pull the other card up, but the Hermit, introspection, contemplation, and soul searching. It could still be about Gulf. But the part that the Virgo may, because it's a Virgo card, the part that the Virgo may play is that the Virgo is in the situation that has me trapped. And I'll explain that in a minute. Alright, so let's have a look at these cards first. So let's go Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. So yeah, as I said, see, Libra and Scorpio. So, and Jupiter and Mars. So it's like Mars means can be war, can be conflict. Can also mean discipline, and Jupiter is like what you cherish, what you get inspired by for being artistic and stuff like that. So yeah, like pretty much what I said. Mew's got both of them in mind, and he's sort of, who am I going to pursue in the long run? That's sort of what I'm getting from this card. Anyway, Knight of Cups, creativity, romantic, charm, imagination, beauty, knight in shining armor, following the heart, Prince Charming, and proposals. Now, there's also the imagination word there. It could be that the truth about not being a real couple with either Gulf or Tool will come forward. It could be that. Oh, and let me not forget, there is another Scorpio Sagittarius on the scene now. I almost forgot. Sunny. Sunny is also a Scorpio Sagittarius cusper. So this could even be, you know, how Mew just released that IG story essay about, you know, respect my relationships with my colleagues in regards to shipping. Well, it could also be that. It could also be that. But then I have to go back to this card, which was about deception and manipulation. I don't think that relates to Sunny. I don't think Mew is... I think Mew was very honest with that essay. Because whether he really does feel that way about him and Tool or not, excuse me, sorry guys, he really doesn't want to go through that same stuff that he went through with his other work colleagues in the past again. You know, he's stopping that before it happens. He doesn't want another ship. That's it. Not one that gets serious anyway. Not one where the fans really start mixing up reality and imaginary. So it could be that. But yeah, the card, you know, it has Libra on it too, which could mean, as I said, the truth about his relationship with Tool not being real could come out. The truth of that could come out. What were we up to? Page of Wands, wasn't it? Yeah, Page of Wands next. Page of Wands. Inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. Mars. So, Page of Wands. Whoever he is, possibly not being truthful about pursuing. There could be a bit of tension between them. There could be discovery. Mew could still be just discovering his true feelings about someone, even. But Knight of Pearls means he's being methodical. Hang on, let me just jump to that card. Knight of Coins. He's taking things very slowly in regards to pursuing this person, whoever they are. And that could still be his business partner, I'll just say. Like, you know, postponing the wedding, the possible wedding for 2 years, that's taking it slow, isn't it? So, could still be talking about him, but could also be something else. And the interesting thing is Venus and Saturn here. So being disciplined about love. Hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, and responsibility. So if it's about Tool, it could be the fact that Mew is, you know, they've claimed that they're building a house and their financial security first before any wedding happens. Could be true. If it's about Gulf, it could be that Mew wants to be more stable and independent financial-wise before he makes haste with anything to do with Gulf, so that both of them are safe. Particularly for Gulf, because, you know, Gulf has the most to lose, really, if they suddenly were to come out and say, actually, the truth is we are still together. And then, of course, if you go to the idea of what I said with Sunny, then this could be the fact of what Mew's done with the IG story essay. He's, you know, being very disciplined about it this time, and sort of he's learnt from his past, I suppose, and he's saying, no, I'm going to stop this before it happens. No shipping me and this person in such a serious manner. It's kind of what the essay was about. It was just to say, you know, it's fine if you want to ship, but don't think it's real. Like, get a hold of what reality is first. Kind of what he's saying, which is hard. It's hard for fans right now because we don't know what reality is. I mean, yeah, his fans and their shippers are going to say, of course, it's right in front of you, you silly person, you know, like, they've been screaming it for years already that they're in love, they're going to get married, they're going to have a house, etc. But we see other things. If you're willing, you see other things. You see how unhappy Mew is right now with his situation. You see the distance between these two supposedly head over heels in love people. You see the misalignment and the things that are just not working that they speak of, and also we witness when they are doing interviews, even when they're just together in an event. It's all out there if you look. It's out there. It's as obvious as anything. It's clear as day that there is definitely more to this pair than what they let on. And so many readings that I've been listening to lately, just not even searching out, but just, you know, on my daily scroll, talk about dirty money, talk about business deals, talk about it being all about money, all about finance, all about financial security, all about luxury. Some even talk about, you know, as I said, deception, lies, manipulation, possibly being forced to stay in some kind of a situation because of a money situation, blackmail even. It's all coming up in different readings regarding Aquarius and Virgo. But for Virgo, it's more, for some reason, it comes more from the angle that you're part of it. Whereas for Aquarius, it's more like you're a victim of it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So there's all that. And it just sort of cements the conclusions that we've been arriving at after our readings, our personal readings, my readings, in other words. It just sort of agrees with it all. Now, I don't know these readers. These readers don't know that I'm looking at their readings and connecting the dots for Aquarius and Scorpio and Virgo for MewGulf. They have no idea, but somehow it all connects. Now, the universe doesn't do that if there's not a real connection or alignment. You know, what the shippers claim us to do, like being delusional and connecting dots that are not even there, it's not possible in this regard. It just would not weave together so cleanly like a puzzle if that were the case. There would be many full stops we'd come to, and if I was like trying to just make things go my way, then I would have to come up with a lot of excuses for why things were coming out in a certain way. But I don't. I go with the flow, and most of the time we arrive at the same conclusion we have for months on end. Not by accident, because it's there. Anyway, I'll stop ranting now. So, we just did Knight of Pentacles. let's move on to the last card here, the Hermit. So let me explain now. Well, even though the Hermit is a Virgo card, I'm not seeing it in a positive light regarding them. So the Hermit is a Virgo card, as I said. Soul-searching, introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth-seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance, meditation, and consciousness. Mercury and Saturn. Being disciplined about miscommunication. Or you might even say this is withdrawing from the crowd and becoming possibly emotionally unavailable or less willing to communicate, because you want to go deep within and communicate with yourself. Or it could even be the other way, like you're getting rid of all the noise for Mercury in this regard, and you're getting clarity. You're gaining clarity from going deep within and soul searching. But the thing is that the Hermit here, holding the lantern, in the original cards here, as you can see, the lantern is more of a star than any other form of light. And this star is said to be the Aquarius star. And this is why I sometimes go back to this idea that this could very well be referring to Tool, but he's got his Aquarius, or he's got Mew locked in a cage, or trapped, or this is Mew right here, not having much choice of where to go. It brings back the visual of the Eight of Swords, which comes up a lot for feeling like a victim. But there is also there is always something you can do. You've always got choice. It may come with dire consequences, but you have choice. It's almost the first time I've had to drink on this live, isn't it? That's interesting. So yeah, it could be that the Hermit is connected to this. If we go back to the Five of Cups being Scorpio, Sagittarius, could be, as I said earlier, that he regrets what's happened in the past with Golf. But, he is soul-searching and looking back to the past of what's happened with Golf. And he seeks the truth of, what those hidden feelings possibly are. But right now he may still be trapped by the Hermit or by the Virgo. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, interesting spread there. Now, clarifiers for Lenormand. We'll do that as well, because that always sheds a member. My voice is going. Yeah, so there could be a business merge to blame for all this. Doesn't have to be both dual-sided either. It could be one-sided, and one side is just sort of forcing the other to conform with blackmail or whatever they're using. Alright, what about the Ace of Cups here? Two of Cups in reverse. Who is not fully aligned here? What are these two cards about, little deck? The Ace of Cups in reverse and the it's not in reverse, is it? The Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups is upright, the Two of Cups in reverse. So there's obviously some disharmony going on with somebody. There's some distrust, some division, separation even. Could it be that with this family business matter over here, the separation was asked for? Stork. Stork is moving. This could be saying like about the house. You know, there's a small group of people who think possibly that regarding MewGulf, the parents didn't want them to come out together until they had something stable like a house. Unlike the other two, I know, but like they wanted them to have a house first and live together before they came out in public and possibly got married. Or if we go to this card, is just like moving on. It could be, if we go back to this, not being honest and truthful about the bond you had to the past or to a person and moving on from them. Could be that. What about Queen of Wands and Knight of Swords here? Queen of Wands and Knight of Swords. What are these two cards about, please, little deck? Is this Mew, as we said, not being honest about, he's not as happy as he wants people to think. He's not as joyful and successful. I got fish here, so this could be saying Mew's not doing financially as well as people may think he is. Or if we go back to here, it could be moving on with emotions. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe all those emotions are still pent up inside of him, and he hasn't sort of addressed the truth with this Hermit. He hasn't addressed it yet. He keeps putting off addressing those hidden feelings, perhaps. And the Knight of Cups, Page of Wands, and Knight of Coins, and the Ace of Swords, clouds. And see that coming out. So the clarity, the truth coming out, that it's the opposite. There's confusion there. There's confusion there about the truth. There's confusion there about how he truly feels. And that's why soul searching and looking deep within comes next. In regards to, if we go back to this card, how he feels about Gulf in the past. I really don't think it's Sunny in this case. Because what could he be confused about regarding Sunny? He's not like that with Sunny. He hasn't got any sexual attraction to Sunny, so I don't think so. I think with that card being Scorpio Sagittarius, it's definitely talking about Gulf there. So what's this Hermit and Five of Cups about, please, little deck? Is this talking about Mew wants to search deep within with his true feelings? He wants to address those hidden feelings that he's ignored for so long about how he may truly feel about Gulf Canoat? Or is this more about he wants to address how he truly feels about the situation he is in right now with Tulpacorn? Which one of these is it more likely? What does Mew need to go deep within soul searching about? The truth about how he truly feels, or about why he may not be making as much money as he wanted or claims, or why his life is full of deception and manipulation right now? What does he need to go deep within for? Got a bit of resistance here for these two. Interesting that. Because this could be the card that reveals, the answer. What do we have Five of Cups and the Hermit here for, little deck? What is me thinking with these cards? Is the truth is unclear about something. Is it about how he feels about Gulf Canoat, or is it how he feels about his current situation? Ship. I'm sorry, little deck. I think I need to get another card for that, because ship could be anything. Ship could be MewGulf, ship could be the current situation, because they have shippers for that, or ship could also be Sunny. Okay. Right. Well, so we have ship, fox, cross, and scythe. Ship, so yeah, I think this ship is like a movement card, like the stork up here. So it can mean like moving on, or longing, or traveling, being apart. Since fox is here, fox is deception, lies. So this again could be saying it's not true. MewGulf are not as distant and in a non-talking situation as the world may think. It's just that cross and scythe here. Maybe this is that Mew is still talking to Golf, but it's a burden, and he wants to stop this burden. Or maybe it's maybe he wants to go deep within to pursue these false feelings he may have and realign with his destiny and make a strong decision based on that, based on what he finds, based on possibly a spiritual awakening or an epiphany that happens. Maybe he wants to move on from the false relationship he's in so that the burden ends. There's a few different things there it could be. It still doesn't really clarify it, you know, down to exactly who we're talking about here, because it can still fit any of those situations or people. But we tried, right? You know, when the cards resist that much, it's usually a sign that the cards are not willing to say too much more. Oh, goodness. All right. So, I think that's pretty much Mew finished. What time is it? 4:16. Do I have enough time to quickly put this up? We don't have any doubled cards, do we? Alright, I might just quickly put it up behind me then, just for reference. So first we have Page of Swords. Where's Page of Swords? Page. There it is, hidden in the corner. Page of Swords.
The federal court has rejected my appeal relating
Hierophant.
to the claims against me by the Green Senator Marie Druki. My legal team and I will now closely review the decision in the coming days with a view to commencing
Nine of Cups.
Australia. Public discussion in Australia has become almost totally silent.
And tree. Let's get these out.
In case some small part of our society takes some sort of offence or feels hurt or distressed. This is
Come on,
not
guys. Let's get this done. Tree.
we all need to have
Alright.
the same opinion on issues.
Ace of Cups.
Some of those views may not
Yep.
be what certain people would like to hear, but that doesn't mean that they
Two of Cups in reverse, wasn't it?
mean that they should be prevented from having
And Stork.
critical to our country's future. I
have this spaced out. Queen of Wands, Knight of Swords. Queen of Wands, Knight of Swords. And Fish. Okay, and down here we have a few here. Ace of Swords. Up here. Ace of Swords. Knight of Cups. Page of Wands. Knight of Coins. Is that right? Yep, and Clouds. And lastly, Five of Cups was first. It's the Hermit, isn't it? Five of Cups and Hermit. Where's the Hermit gone? There. And then we have Ship. Ox. Move that over a bit. Cross. Okay, here we go. Hang on, you can't see that. Yeah, well, it's there anyway, guys. So this is the first one, second one, third, fourth lot, and 5 there. Is there a pattern? Well, as I said, the whole spread is really cups. So emotions. This is a very emotional spread, this. It starts off with the air energy that gets taken over by cups. Air tries to come back here with the Knight of Swords, and again with the Ace of Swords, only to be met with clouds. Page of Wands, like inspiration, creativity, and possibly, I'm thinking, it seems like because this is Mars, like this doesn't agree with his emotions. It's like his logical thinking and his emotions do not agree together, with the Wands and the Pentacles coming into the picture here. But it's still very much emotional. It's an emotional thing. It's like Mew tries to keep the earth and the air elements in mind as well, so logical thinking and financial situation. He tries to keep it all there, but, or even ones with creativity and work and such. But emotions, he is overtaken by emotions right now. That could even be a sign about, maybe he's starting to go into that dark space again. I've said it before, the way he looks so unhappy lately, maybe it's because he's starting to battle that being on the brink of depression again, possibly. Anyway, let's move on. If I can figure anything else out in hindsight for those cards, I'll let you know. Or maybe if we have time today, if I suddenly feel the need, we might look up some meanings for those. That last lot again, you know, the fox, the ship, the fox, the cross, and the scythe. We might go deeper into that later if I have time. We'll see. Because I'm not going to lie, it does feel a little bit unfinished today. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not going to get much more out of these cards today for in regards to asking this question. So yep. So let's just move on and ask how Gulf is feeling. Now, Gulf's readings lately have been all about being successful, etc., but they've also been tapping into, again, the idea that I've mentioned of Gulf will just suddenly be like, you do you, boo, come and see me if things change, but, you know, I'm sick of waiting, I'm sick of waiting around like this. I need to move on, and that may trigger Mew into action. Well, a lot of readings lately have been agreeing with that possible situation, but let's see. So, Intuit, please tell us, how is Gulf Kanawat feeling right now regarding Mew Superset? We know his life is pretty bliss right now regarding work, finance. He's got a great family, supportive fandom behind him. It's all up for him. But there was one reading in particular I remember. Actually, it was just last night I looked at it, and the guy was saying that you have everything, but it feels hollow. It made me think of, you know, when you're successful as a single person, when you're successful and you have everything, but you're missing that aspect of love or someone to share all that joy and happiness with. That's what it kind of made me think. So, yeah, it's possible that Gulf is going to suddenly have this epiphany that, right, you know, I'm at a point in my life now that I can take the risk for love. I want to focus more on my love life now. I think I'm stable enough to, you know, set work back on the back burner and focus on my love life, something like that. And whether that involved Mew Superset or not, we have to wait and see. So, please tell us, Intuit, how is Gulf Kanawat currently feeling towards Mew Superset, if at all? How is Gulf Kanawat currently feeling towards Mew Superset? Is he possibly, as these readings seem to hint, going to give him an ultimatum or sort of like say, right, I'm not up for this anymore. Let's just end this. You go your way, I'll go mine, and that's going to trigger Mew into action. Look at that. Or is it something else? 9 of Cups in reverse. What was I just talking about, guys? A hollow feeling. A hollow feeling. Do you see that? Wow. That's like just what I was saying. A hollow feeling. This says self-indulgent materialism, selfish imbalance, addiction, emptiness, overindulgent, and excess. So yeah, a hollow feeling definitely stands out to me there. But if we're saying this is about how he feels about Mew, well, materialism, selfish, imbalanced, emptiness. This is exactly what he could be feeling about him and Mew right now. But as I just said with the other reading, yeah, oh wow, you know. What did I say? It seems to just fit. These readings just agree with each other like that. Blows my mind every time. So a hollow feeling. Gulf is, he knows he's successful with everything else, but he's feeling hollow when it comes to love. And in particular, his love for Mew. Alright, and then what's this one? 9 of Coins. The single card. It's also called status. So, feels hollow about his status with Mew right now, possibly. Feels hollow about his status about being single right now. Abundance, self-sufficient, sophistication, on your own, taking it easy, maturation, fulfillment, and freedom. Gosh, I feel like I'm not going to need to blow my nose by the end of this reading. It's like it almost feels like this is clearing my system. Anyway. So yeah, Gulf is feeling, even because this card in particular is a woman dressed in a fur coat out in the snow. It almost feels like Gulf was feeling left out in the cold, but now he's starting to pick himself up. He's wearing a coat, he's keeping himself warm, and he's going to just, like, as I said, possibly make a decision to move on, to attempt to move on, and, you know, it'll be up to Mew then, what happens next. Alright. And maybe one more card before I look at the other cards on the screen, please. Into it. How else is Gulf Kanawat feeling towards Mew Superset right now? The interesting thing as well that I've just noticed is the 9 of Cups is a Pisces card. So definitely feeling hollow towards Mew. But then the 9 of Coins is a Virgo card, which I forgot. So it could even be, you know, regarding the status Mew has with Tool right now is making Gulf feel hollow. We have the Devil. Strings attached. So as I was just saying that about Tool, if we go back to Mew's reading about it, you know, deception, lies, manipulation, about his love life, etc., how there might even be, if we go to the Hierophant here, there might even be dirty money or a business deal involved. And then we get the Devil here. This being a Virgo card and then the Devil, it's almost like, hang on, I should turn this the right way for you guys. Hang on a minute. It's almost like Gulf knows. Gulf possibly knows the truth between what's going on between those two. He knows it's all false. It's all possibly for business. Or there's a dirty deal to blame for it all. Or, you know, blackmail or something like that. Strings attached. He knows there's strings attached as to why Mew is still in that situation. There is some restriction, etc. there. But perhaps he's also, you know, looking at it as he doesn't want strings attached. He wants to stay as far away from all that drama and, well, scandal as possible, because at the moment his life is bliss, as we said. He doesn't need all that. So, you know, I'm done, you know, I'm done having my name be connected like this. Maybe Gulf is really thinking about, you know, making a clear separation between him and Mew. Like announcing it, for example. And that is what's going to really trigger Mew into doing something perhaps. Or maybe it's not so much as an announcement of a separation, but maybe Gulf will say something. Maybe it'll be in that, secret coded way we all love. He'll say something. He'll just say something regarding his love life and future, and that will trigger Mew. Mew will be listening, and it will trigger him into action perhaps. It's possible. But it could also just be Mew feeling hollow because he knows that Mew and his status with the other person is all strings attached, is all not genuine, is all, putting a restriction on their relationship and all about materialism or money, in other words. So it could be that as well. Let's get the cards up now. So, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups in reverse. And there was no full deck in reverse or anything that time. That was purely a card in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. Lack of inner joy, smugness, dissatisfaction, indulgence, materialism, inner happiness. And it's a Pisces card. And it's Jupiter too, so yeah. Either Gulf's not happy with how things are with him and Mew, or he's not happy with how things are with Mew and the other. Or he knows that Mew isn't happy, but somebody's not happy. That can't be denied. There is somebody not happy here. Alright, 9 of Coins. Fruits of labor, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence. And this is Virgo, as I said. So somebody is not happy with what they've got. They're not happy with their lot. This again goes back to what I said about how Gulf might just be feeling, he's got everything he could want, except someone to share it with. Except that special person to share it with. And if he is still with Mew in the behind the scenes, maybe he's just feeling hollow because he can't share that with the world. How Mew seems to be doing with the other. He can't do that. He can't proclaim it because it's hidden. He's like Mew's dirty little secret at the moment, if that's how it is. And then the Devil. Shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, sexuality, temptation, seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, and toxicity. Yes. So it could be that Gulf isn't happy because he knows that Mew is trapped, perhaps, that, Mew is in bondage, that Mew has no choice really, or he feels he has no choice if he wants the best for both of them. Without dire consequences anyway, they have no choice. There's also, it said it on this card too, can also represent sexuality. It could also be that Gulf is questioning. I mean, unless it's Mew, as far as we know, Gulf doesn't really have a known sexuality. He's only really shown interest to a boy when it was Mew. And he's dated girls in the past, so maybe Gulf is questioning himself. Maybe, you know, this working alongside other female leads, he's really questioning himself as to what he wants, what attracts him. If he puts, you know, maybe Mew out of the picture, let's say. If he considers... Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. If he considers that if Mew is not an option, does he feel he could be with another male person? Maybe he's questioning that. Or maybe he's questioning, you know, giving it another try with someone of the opposite sex. Maybe he's discovering himself to be pansexual, or like Mew once claimed, or even bi, or something like that, you know, anything. Anything really. It could be anything in regards to sexuality, but it could be that too. It could be that he's wondering where he fits exactly if Mew was out of the picture, let's say. It could be that too. But if we go back to the idea of, he's thinking that Mew is trapped or in bondage, or that materialism has a hold of him right now. Could also be that he feels that it's getting toxic with Mew because, well, secret relationship while somebody's parading around with another does sound a bit toxic. Perhaps the toxicity is also that Mew seems to be so comfortable doing so. Even though we all know, like, he's starting to look sad and everything, you know, maybe from Gulf's viewpoint that's not enough. You know, because of the lack of action. Alright, and possibly 2 more cards into it. If we're on the right track here, that, you know, Gulf is feeling hollow in regards to his relationship with Mew, or anyone for that matter, his love life in general, he's feeling hollow. So what's he going to do about it? What's his possible outcome or future plans for either having a having a reunion with Mew Superset, or possibly letting someone else enter his life and give it a try? What kind of outcome are we looking at here in Gulf Kanawat's case? Because many readings have also been talking about reunions. So I'm curious what Intuit has to say about the matter. How else is Gulf Kanawat feeling towards Mew Superset after these cards? Like, what's the outcome? What's the outcome he wants to happen or will make happen? 3 of Swords in reverse we got, which is overcoming sorrow, reconciliation, letting go, healing, release, forgiveness, feeling hopeful and optimistic, and recovery. Like what I just said, really, isn't it? Fancy that. It just, Gulf is either just gonna tell me to, you know, you do you, boo, come and find me if things change, or if you feel more ready for something serious with me. Or if that was never an option, Gulf may just move on. He has to move on and stop hoping that somebody is going to get their life together. And Ace of Wands. Is that... Yes, that's upright. Ace of Wands, a passionate start. New passion for love and life, attraction, go for it, igniting desire, aphrodisiac, engagement, chemistry, and fertility. So, yeah. He's either going to get the chance to have a new start with Mew, and it's going to, you know, he'll have a new passion to go along with that, and he'll make it his focus, perhaps. He'll choose love instead of career this time, if that's what's going on. they'll have a real new passionate start, almost like an aphrodisiac. The chemistry will be there, will be back. Reconciliation, reunion, can also come across as. So it could either be that, and he still feels hopeful and optimistic for that to happen. Or if it's more like what I said about Gulf, just like, I can't do this anymore, I'm choosing to walk away, then this could be Gulf finally deciding to walk away from all this and letting someone else in. A new relationship, a new love. New passion for love and life, as it says, which would include in letting someone else in to that closed off area he's had for years, for example. Let's have a closer look at these cards. Three of Swords. In reverse, though, isn't it? Three of Swords in reverse. Negative self-talk, releasing pain, forgiveness, optimism, recovery, moving on. Yeah. So this card says reconciliation. And also feeling optimistic and recovery. So I've got to take that, since that's sort of standing out to me as being the different one, that is possibly more like that. But it could also be the opposite. It could mean that then it's not those things. It's more what I just said, Gulf, moving on. What about Ace of Wands? All right, big juicy Ace of Wands. New project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential, beginnings, new opportunities, and growth. So yes, this could be with or without Mew. That's what I'm getting with this card. It could be with or without Mew. It all depends on Mew, whether it be the one or the other, because it's up to Mew. It is truly up to Mew whether there is a new start or not, because Gulf is just about ready to do the twin flame thing and say, I'm done. I'm going to continue my life with or without you. And then if Mew really is the true divine masculine, he will be triggered into action after that. Time will tell, right? Alright. Clarification cards. We'll use the Van Gogh for Gulf. So, hello there, Van Gogh. Can you please elaborate on what this Nine of Cups in reverse is here for? Gulf is feeling hollow. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Let me just pull. I think I'll do it as we go for this one. Queen of Pentacles. Gulf is feeling hollow. Compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. This could be, as I said, Gulf is feeling hollow. He's at that stage with his spiritual maturity, possibly as a twin flame, as the divine feminine, that he's going to do the divine feminine thing. He's going to walk away, or attempt to walk away, without, any, what's the word, any, guarantee, that's the word, without any guarantee that Mew will really bounce back or be magnetized, be attracted back to him. Gulf is just going to walk away. But he's feeling hollow right now. Like, he's always been the intuitive one. He's always been the one who believes there's more to this connection than what they've already had. It shows up in all the readings. And this Queen of Cups coming up like this, it just sort of cements that right now he's kind of getting tired. He's getting tired of being the hopeful one, the optimistic one. He's still always going to have that hope in the back of his mind you, but he's just sort of going to stop having it be his focus. And rather he's just going to stop thinking about it altogether and try to move on, attempt to move on. Does that make sense? Alright, what about this 9 of Coins? What did this 9 of Coins come out for, Van Gogh? Is this truly about Golf thinking he wants to go out solo, as we said? 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. See? 8 of Cups. Walk away. Walk away, but with all the cups upright. See how the cups are all up, lined up? So he's walking away from it. Pisces as well. He's walking away from Pisces. He's walking away from you. He's walking away from you. But those cups are all lined up so neatly that he could turn around and come back. Or it could also point to the idea that he's walking away, perhaps he's not happy to walk away. He's sad, but he's not walking away with a heavy heart. He's thought about it for a long time, and he's, as I said, at that spiritual maturity level that he can choose to go on with or without Mew at this stage. He wants to go on with Mew. Of course he wants Mew in his life. But, you know, he's been feeling hollow for long enough. And he wants to end that. What about the Devil here? Why did the Devil come out? Oh, 9 of Wands. Hard work. What did I just say? He's tired. 9 of Wands. Courage, persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for worst, pessimism and weary. So, yeah. He's on his last legs in regards to his strong feeling about the matter. And he wants to see some action from you. That's the only thing that could possibly make him turn back around. Which, if they truly are twin flames, would happen. No matter what the situation is right now, the risk of losing Golf for good out of his life would be enough to trigger Mew into action. Because nothing is worse than that to a divine masculine. To have their divine feminine walk out of their life completely, nothing worse. Because the divine feminine usually is that sort of hanging on there by a string aura for most of the time, until they do spiritually awaken and realize that, you know, they have a choice. They can go on with or without this person. And when they choose to do so, that's when the other gets triggered. So, having the courage to walk away, this could be saying, or if this is going back to how he knows exactly what the situation is with the other two, it could be that he knows Mew wants to walk away and be single, but he hasn't got the courage yet. He has to build up the courage to do so. perhaps, if you wanted to look at it in that way. But today I'm really getting the vibe that golf is sort of done in this regard. What about this Three of Swords in reverse? Whoa. Should I take? I think I should take them. Three of Swords in reverse, we have Three of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and Six of Swords. So Three of Pentacles, collaboration, or in this case I would say third party vibes come through with that. Three of Swords. Six of Cups, past or childhood, possibly, you know, even like good friends. And Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. Six of Swords. Let's have a look at these cards. So, Three of Coins first. This also came out, I can't remember if it was the Scorpio reading or the Aquarius reading, but one of them, this card came out and the guy said, somebody from the past, he obviously had the Six of Cups as well, that you know really well. That was something he really emphasized about. You know this person really well, and you know exactly, it was the Aquarius one, it was the Aquarius reading, you know this person really well, you know exactly what to expect with this person, and you're choosing to either what do you call, reject or move on. Reject or move on with determination, like. So yeah, these cards coming out for Scorpio, similar, sort of mirroring that reading that was for Aquarius. So Three of Swords in reverse. What did we say it was? I said reconciliation, letting go, and remaining hopeful and optimistic. Well, he still could be. As I said, the Three of Pentacles here, he could be hopeful and remaining optimistic for a collaboration in the future, maybe through work. Maybe with the Six of Cups here, maybe Golf wants to remain hopeful that his past with Mew will still be celebrated, will still be, you know, looked at as a good thing, be happy with what they've already had, and move on to calmer waters. Or maybe his hope is that Mew will turn around, or, you know, be triggered back to him. They'll both turn around, have a reunion, and move on to calmer waters regarding them. Could be either of those. Alright, and then Ace of Wands. What's this Ace of Wands about, please, Van Gogh? Didn't mean for that to come out, but it did, so yep, alright, let's take that. Oh. Five of Wands in reverse. Was that... No, that's... The deck is not upside down. In fact, hang on. I should probably take that bottom card because I saw it. Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles and Five of Wands in reverse. Let's have a look at Five of Wands in reverse first. Five of Wands in reverse, if I remember, is fixing conflict. Something like that. Five of Wands in reverse. not fixing, avoiding conflict, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, and diversity. And Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is like give and take. Ace of Wands. New passion for love and life. So his new passion for love and life is to avoid conflict altogether. So like I said, he doesn't want to be connected anymore to this, whatever it is, scandal, being the dirty secret on the side. He doesn't want that anymore. He wants to get rid of that in his life. He's found a newfound passion for love and life and wants to move on and wants agreeing to disagree is like I said, with him being the divine feminine, he's saying, you know, I've had enough. If you're still going to carry on with this situation right now, then, you know, you do you, but I've had enough. I'm moving on. And if you follow me in the future, well, that's up to you. But for now, you know, I'm leaving. It's sort of like that. That's almost like agree to disagree in a way. And then Six of Pentacles. Not in reverse. Hang on. There we go. Six of Pentacles. Giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, and charity. Funny that the moon is on this card too. So perhaps that means Gulf is just going to go on with or without Mew. In this case, it looks more like without, at least until Mew gets his act together, you know, until Mew gets triggered into action. Gulf is just going to move on, sort of let go, and secretly hoping that, you know, Mew will meet him in the middle somewhere, possibly. Or maybe even hoping that this situation on the other side will sort itself out with his absence, sort of like that. Alright, little deck, what can you add to this spread? Whoa, you're quick, aren't you? Alright, so Nine of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, Nine of Cups in reverse and Queen of Pentacles. Feeling hollow this was about, wasn't it? Feeling hollow about the deception. Feeling hollow about the lies and deception that he is still a part of. Makes sense. Alright, and then the Eight of Cups, Nine of Coins. Tell us more about this Eight of Cups and Nine of Coins, please, little deck. What's Gulf thinking with this Eight of Cups and Nine of Coins? He's going to walk away from you. He's going to attempt to leave Mew's life. Walk away, disconnect. Maybe even, you know, it's not impossible. Maybe he will say something that will trigger Mew in the nature of choosing to walk away, being done. Woman. Yeah. That's it. Woman is Gulf. Woman is Gulf. So this is like saying he's going to choose himself. He's tired of waiting around on the side. He's going to choose himself. He's going to walk away and choose himself. Alright, what about this Nine of Wands and the Devil? Nine of Wands and the Devil. What are these cards about, little deck? Nine of Wands and the Devil. So, Gulf is going to have the courage to walk away from this toxic situationship. This unfortunate captivity that Mew is in. He's just going to walk away from it, is he? He's going to leave Mew to it until he figures himself out with the hermit up there. Anchor. So this could be Gulf is choosing himself because he realizes that Mew is still stuck. Or that Mew is being stagnant. Mew is stalling any action right now towards better for them. For whatever reason that may be. Alright, and what about 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords in reverse? What are these cards about, little deck? Is this because Mew is not coming through with the breakup with his current situationship? Is that what this is about? Stork, moving on. So as we said, Gulf is choosing to move on. Still hoping there'll be a reunion in the future, better horizons, but definitely he's sick of being stuck. This might even be the toxic side of the devil, He's built up the courage now to walk away from this situation, to walk away from this relationship, at least temporarily, while his other half goes deep within and finds out the truth about his feelings, etc. What about this Ace of Wands, 5 of Wands in reverse, and 6 of Pentacles? So Gulf wants to avoid conflict. He has a new passion for love and life and wants to avoid conflict. What's this card? Stars. So if you were to look at this in the way of his walking away, you might even say he's choosing career again. But because of the idea of a new passion for life and love, this is more like he's going after his dreams. He's going after possibly starting again with someone else he feels he could have a chance to be happy with again. The thing is that with twin flames, if you're meant to be with your other half and the soul contract is not broken, then you may move on and try with other people. But in the end, you are going to return back to your true other half, and they are going to return to you. It's all about divine timing. So if it's meant to be, which is something Gulf always seems to have a hint of, he's always got that optimistic hope that what will be will be. If it's meant to be, it will happen. And that could be how he's moving forward now. He's just gonna, you do you, boo. If you change your mind, if you think things differently, come and find me. You know where to find me. But I have my dreams still that I want to hold on to, and it doesn't involve this dirty money or being a secret on the side. I want to have a chance to live out my dreams. These dreams might not be so much career-wise now, because as I said, love and life. It could be his dream to have a family of his own and feel fulfilled. He may just try with someone else, because going after your goals wouldn't be just being content with what you already have. It would mean you're going to try. You're going to try again. You're going to, even if you believe with all your heart that there's only one person who's right for you, you're still going to try. You're going to try and find a replacement. And right now, with the situation as it is, I kind of say good luck, Golf, because, you know, I totally understand how he's feeling with what's happening with Mew. I just hope that, you know, even if it's only temporary with someone else, that he finds somebody who can make him happy. Someone who's not going to use him. Someone who truly makes him happy. Someone who brings the happiness out of him. Whether that be someone he's already met, like Smith, or whether that be a totally new person, like someone he hasn't even met yet, that, you know, his action of possibly walking away from Mew may trigger for a karmic partner to appear in his life, for example. Either way, I hope that even if it is temporary, that, you know, it's a good time for Golf, because he deserves happiness. Especially if you know, we are right about all this and he's been put through all this pain. I'm not saying he's innocent, though. And I had a deep conversation with another Waanjai the other day about this. You know, a lot of us tend to put Golf on the pedestal and think, you know, oh, poor Golf, he was put through all this. But, you know, it takes two to tango. There was somewhat a agreement between Mew and Golf to have all these things happen. I would say on Golf's side that most likely his contracts that he is under had something to do with it. Possibly if we go back to the idea that, you know, when Mew fatefully did that public proposal in the mall, that could have been meant for someone else, but unfortunately somebody wasn't feeling ready for the public exposure in that way, and possibly even couldn't because he was still under contract, so he refused to even appear in the MV, perhaps. You know, it all goes back to that kind of thing. Anyway, it's been interesting today, hasn't it? As for a pattern, again, I'm seeing a lot of cups, but there's also a lot of fire, which is natural for Golf because he is a Western fire sign, Sagittarius. There's also a lot of pentacles, which kind of give the idea that, you know, Golf is close to nature and sort of really, he's trying to stay grounded. He's trying to stay grounded when it comes to finance, possibly security, home life, etc. He's trying to stay grounded. There's not too many swords. In fact, the only sword, isn't it? The only sword is this one. Six of Swords, which is an Aquarius card. So yes, it seems the only time he's thinking logically is about walking away from possibly Mew. Which is kind of, you know, telling. Oh, also Three of Swords in reverse is swords as well, isn't it? Yeah. So it's all about that. It's all about the separation, the choice to walk away from most likely Mew. It's all about that. Or if it's not about actually walking away from Mew, it could also be about walking away from work for Mew. It could be that too. But to do that, that would mean the hollowness he's feeling because his work is not satisfying him enough. You know, he's not fulfilled. He's choosing himself by leaving his comfort zone, you might say, this anchor, leaving his comfort zone with the bondage he might be under with his contracts and his work, to go and pursue this reunion with Mew and move on to calmer waters and have a new passion for life and love with Mew and follow his dreams. That would be how it would make sense if it were that way. So either way you want to look at it, he's definitely choosing to walk away from something. My first impression was it was walking away from Mew, simply because I've had that many hints of it in different readings. It's kind of in my mind already, but it could also be, walking away from work. Because I did mention that again earlier, didn't I? Walking away from work, putting work on the back burner and choosing love this time. It could also be that, and then following dreams in regards to love life. Interesting. All right. Well, what time is it? 5. We've got time. Let's pack these cards up and do an oracle reading and see if that sheds any more light, shall we? Take a screen. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can always just look at the video and pause it. All right. So, oracle reading for MewGulf. We want ebony and ivory. Okay. So, Ebony, what can you tell me about how Mew Superset is currently feeling towards Golf Kanawha, please? 2 more cards at least, please, Ebony. Oh. Okay, and 1 more, please. How is Mew Superset currently feeling towards Golf Kanawha? How is Mew Superset currently feeling towards Golf Kanawha? Whoa. Okay. Interesting. Alright. And this one? This was the first one. It's the first one I saw. I think I'll put the cassette last because that was the last one I saw. So let's have a look at these cards. Get rid of this one. So the first card that was revealed was Cupid's arrow. Oh, sorry, Cupid's... How come I've got it called Cupid's bow here? Anyway, it's Cupid's arrow. Don't know why that's like that. Oh, what happened? Yeah, here we go. It's a bit weird. Cupid's arrow. Have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, and hesitation. Okay. Remember I clearly said, how is Mew Superset feeling towards Golf Canawat? So, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, hesitation. Maybe Golf has asked to meet up with Mew, and Mew is feeling a bit of hesitation about it because he can feel, if we go back, if we play off the last reading about Golf, deciding I'm done, maybe Mew is picking up that sort of aura from Golf, and he's sort of dreading this meeting together because he knows it's not going to be positive, perhaps. What about this passion we have here? Passion. Insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Well, if I look at how cassette comes next, I'd say this is... Remember we said Mew was going to go deep within, looking back, at what he'd lost, 5 of Cups, so looking back at what he had. Well, the cassette here is about that. Hang on. Hey. Excuse me, is that the first time I've sneezed? Cassette. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So, replaying events over in your head. That's what I was thinking when I was saying that. Like, Mew's going over and over things that happened in the past between him and Golf. Maybe he's looking at all the videos we keep sharing so happily amongst us. He's seeing them and he's thinking, maybe there really is something I haven't addressed between me and Golf, because it is very convincing. All those things between us are very convincing compared to what I have now with maybe Sunny he could be comparing himself to, as well as, of course, the other. So it could be Mew just thinking, yeah, we really did have an insane chemistry. We really did like each other equally. We were having so much fun back then. But if we go with the Cupid's arrow here, there's still hesitation there. So it could be that Mew knows what he truly felt or feels for Golf. But perhaps outdated thinking, he could be conditioning himself to think that he has no chance now after what he's pulled with the other. It could be not even just about Golf forgiving him as such, but it could also be that he doesn't want to do that to Golf, after this possible scandal. He doesn't want to affect Golf's career and life like that. So sorry, guys. So we had 5 cards for the other. Let's get 2 more cards, shall we? So, Ebony, can you give us at least 2 more cards, please? More about why Mew Superset is feeling this way about Golf Canawat right now. So is he feeling that his chance, there is no more chance? Is he feeling hesitation to meet because Golf is going to walk away? Or is he looking back and thinking that there is still a chance for them? Lightning. Oh, sudden change, that means. And abundance. Alright, let's get those cards up. Lightning is like the oracle card for Tower in tarot. Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. So this makes me think like it could be that Mew is thinking it's, he's got no chance. He's dreading to possibly meet up with Golf because he thinks it's over, but then there might be a sudden change. There might be a sudden change or epiphany. He might suddenly be triggered as the divine masculine. He might suddenly be triggered to realize that, no, I can't have you walking out of my life, Golf Canawood. I will make you stay. I will do what it takes to keep you in my life, which in this case would mean doing the right thing, not just keeping him on the side. And transformation could also go into like the Hermit there, going deep within and really addressing the hidden feelings he may have about Golf. And then the next card, Abundance. Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. So this sudden change may be for the better. As I said, if Golf really does attempt to walk away, this could trigger Mew into action, which would then, this abundance card kind of makes me align it with the, what card was it? Ace of Wands, wasn't it? Ace of Wands. It kind of aligns with the Ace of Wands, the big juicy Ace of Wands that Golf had of a new passion for life and love. So then, this change would allow them to be happy finally, to move on to calmer waters together, to chase after their dreams together, if that were the case. If not, if this is more about he thinks he does have a chance and he's going over it in his head, then this lightning is about him having that change of heart, having that epiphany and moving forward. I can't really see all these cards in a negative light regarding MewGulf. Like I tried then for a second to see like if this is not about them reuniting and being happy, if this is about Golf choosing to walk out of Mew's life and then that being for the better because they're not meant to be together at all, that doesn't come up at all. But, strangely enough, I cannot make these cards say that because there's a sudden change here. Sudden change that changes everything and brings happiness. Now, if that sudden change was Golf Golf leaving Mew's life, it wouldn't be sudden happiness like that. How do I explain it? This keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. The only way I could see that being the case would be gratitude. Maybe, Golf walks away with gratitude for what you had, maybe. But Golf suddenly leaving Mew's life entirely doesn't seem like such a sudden change, especially to the outsiders. You know what I mean? Because from the outside, they haven't had anything to do with each other for years on end. So that doesn't seem like such a sudden change to me anyway. So yeah, to me it can only be positive, really, from where I'm seeing it. And just, it's funny because as I was going into this part of the reading, I was really thinking, yeah, Golf, you go, you've put up with enough. You should try and, see if this really is twin flame business or not. Test it, test Mew, see if he really, really will. And then we got all these cards. I'm like, well, clearly Mew knows exactly what they did have back in the past, because Cupid's arrow and passion here. He's not denying that there was definitely some, raw passion and real chemistry between them. He's not denying that with these cards here. But he's possibly thinking that, they can't have that again. And then sudden change happening here could mean he'll have another chance. Anyway, let's get some clarifiers. Because clarifiers could change it, Clarifiers could change it up a little again. So, Ivory, please clarify what this Cupid's arrow is about. Lost and gaslighting you. Have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation or meeting, hesitation. I feel lost without you. I have been... Hang on, let me get the cards up. First of all, lost. I feel lost without you, right? So possibly Mew is feeling lost, or thinking he's going to feel lost without Gulf in his life. Again, this could be, like I said, maybe he senses that Gulf is about to make this stand and he's dreading it. Gaslighting you. I have been lying to and gaslighting you. You weren't crazy. You were right. I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. Well, that could be, as I said, Mew looking back and realizing they really did have something special, comparing it with everything else. What about this passion card here? What can you tell me more about this passion card, Ivory? The insane chemistry, like each other equally, and having fun. Why did Mew pull this passion card for how he is currently feeling about Gulf Kanawat? Is this him looking back at what they did have? Oh, unclear. I don't know how I feel about this connection anymore. So again, this could be going into what I said about the cassette where outdated thinking. He could be thinking he can't have that. That's not an option anymore. He blew it, kind of. He blew it with Gulf, and he won't have that chance again. Why have I got... Sorry, let me just do that and get this on the right card, because it was not under the right card. Oh my goodness, your mind was still there from the other reading. Anyway, unclear. I don't know how I feel about this connection anymore. So yeah, this could be me thinking, I know we had something special, Gulf, but, that was then. I don't think we can have that again. It could be like that. What about this cassette? Please tell us what this cassette is really about, Ivory. Is this about Mew having outdated thinking, thinking that there's just no chance for them anymore? Or is this more about him looking back and realizing how happy they were together, how much they loved each other and cared for each other, possibly their insane chemistry? What's this cassette about? You're mine. I just had You're Mine up on the screen, didn't I? That is wild. Okay, You're Mine. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I'll have to look back on the video there. That was just a total coincidence that was from the last reading. And again, it shows up, You're Mine. This You're Mine card has shown up consistently in our latest readings. Probably the last 3 months, possibly. And it's either been Mew or Gulf gets it. You're mine. I get so pissed knowing other people can have you now. Is it toxic? Yeah, I don't care. I want the world to know you're mine. So if this is outdated thinking, then Mew would be thinking he can't have him anymore. That's what that would mean. Those two cards together, it would mean your mine is over. You can't be mine anymore. That would be what it's saying. If it's more about his looking back at what they did have, at what's, the special connection they had, the insane chemistry, how much they cared for each other, how much fun they had, he could be looking back thinking he really thought he was his. Or he's felt like that ever since they met, that, you're mine. He wants to make him his. So this could be going, as I said, going back into the hermit. He could be going deep within and thinking, what does he really want? What must he do to follow his dream if he really does want golf to be his? What does he have to do to have this sudden change, or to have this epiphany, or to have another chance with him just in general? Let's see more about this lightning card, please, Ivory. What's this sudden change about? Shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. What's this all about? Whoa. Two cards. Something to say and the future. Ooh. Could be change to future plans, like not going to be any wedding. Okay. Hang on. Let's get them up first. First of all, something to say. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. So that's Mew to Golf. He wants to tell Golf something. Maybe he wants to propose again. Maybe he wants to suggest, if it's not romantically involved, if it's more just soulmate material rather than twin flame, maybe he just wants to work together again. He wants to suggest a collaboration between them. But then the future card, I'm pretty sure, if I remember, the future card is all about, like, it's more that romantic side of things, because the future is like, I want to go forward with you, isn't it? Yes, the future. I daydream about our future together, going on adventures and growing old together. I want it all. Sound familiar? Let's grow old together. Grow as we go. So Mew's not ready for Golf to walk out of his life. That's what this whole reading is saying. Mew is absolutely not ready for Golf to walk out of his life. And this is why I said, if Golf does try to take that move, Mew is not going to accept it, hands down. He's going to do everything he can to stop it. Which, in this case, if, it's all the twin flame and everything, all he can do to stop Golf from walking out of his life for good is get his act together and change the whole situation. What's this abundance card about, please, Ivory? So, Mew still wants Golf in his life, obviously. So this lightning card, he's going to announce something that's possibly going to change the whole story, like a plot twist. Going to announce about a future with Golf, possibly, and then there's going to be a lot of abundance and happiness to follow. Is that what this is going to be? Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. So he's going to possibly pursue Golf in the public eye then. Oh. You're my soulmate. Cards don't lie, people. You're my soulmate. It must be written in the stars, because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. You see that as soon as you start getting all negative and thinking, oh no, Golf's going to walk out of Mew's life and that's the end, that could be the possible end, and then you get such a spread like this saying, no, Mew's not going to allow it. Mew is not going to allow it. They are soulmates, if not twin flames, and he is not going to let Golf walk out of his life for good that easily. He's going to do everything he can. You're mine. He's looking back at what they had. It may even just be Mew will choose Golf. He'll look back and see how much more happier and comfortable and possibly clingy he was with Golf compared to others, and he'll just be like, I want that. I want that again. I want to be that happy again. And then he'll tell Golf, I choose you. I dream of, having a future with you. I want to grow old with you. I don't want you to leave me. You're my soulmate. We belong together. And this is kind of like if I look at from where we started here, it's like a timeline. So I would say this is carrying on from the reading. As I said with the Hermit here, he's going to go deep within. He's really going to think about the feelings that he's kind of put off. His destiny, how he's kind of stopped himself from thinking about his destiny. Because of this ship, because of this travel buddy this ship could even be referring to, because of this situation he's in with this Virgo over here. But he's going to really go deep within and address all the deception, maybe even self-deception. He might address the self-deception of, what he's been tricking himself into thinking all this time he wants, or what he's destined for. And he's going to gain clarity after that and do this lightning move. All right? So, wow. That was certainly a interesting spread. Hang on, we haven't finished yet, have we? We need to do this. As if we really need these cards today to sugarcoat anything. I mean, wow. The cards we've just had are sweet enough, but okay, let's see. What can you add to this spread, Ombre? How is Mew Superset currently feeling towards Golf Kanawut? What can you add to this spread? 2 or 3 cards. What can you add to this spread, Ombre? How is Mew Superset currently feeling towards Golf Kanawut? Almost like Ombre is saying, what do you want me to do? You've got all the sweetness on the table already. What do you want me to say? Well, you've got a lot of cards, Ombre. How is Mew Superset currently feeling towards Golf Kanawut right now? There we go. No one will ever compare to you. Very fitting. And my loneliness is killing me when you're not around. Wow. Yeah, this kind of aligns with what we've been seeing on Mew's facial expressions lately. Even though he's amongst people, or he has that person next to him, he does look lonely. He does look withdrawn. He certainly doesn't look as happy as he claims to be. And if that's because the other person he really wants next to him is not there, makes all sense. And then no one will ever compare to you. Well, this could be, he's thinking back that he's blown it to have Golf, and he can only look at his loss. That, no one will ever compare to you. I'll never have it as good as I did with you. Or this could be in a positive sense that I now know you're the one. I need to go back to you, or I need to seriously pursue my relationship with you and drop the rest of this BS. I don't know how to put it, But that's it. Wow, alright. Now I am gonna... That's not one card, that's the whole deck, if you were wondering, guys. I'm going to screenshot that because that's one to remember. Alright, now I'll put this back. And let's move on. I've already gone past the time as usual, but this is just, wow. How am I going to do the other two after such a reading? Anyway, let's move on to how Gulf is feeling now. Now, Gulf may not be this sweet because right now he's thinking the possible walk away from you. So I won't be surprised if his oracle reading is not as sweet as that. But let's see. Alright, so Ebony, please tell us in 3 cards or more, how is Gulf Kanawat currently feeling towards Mew Supersit? So based on the other reading we had, Gulf is really seriously thinking about attempting to walk out of Mew's life, right? We have Hammer. How else is Gulf Kanawat feeling? And possibly one more? Okay. Interesting. Okay. So first up we have Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. This could be Gulf thinking, you know, because it's about how he feels about Mew. It could be that he thinks Mew is sabotaging them. It could be that Gulf is just feeling, you know, it's getting too repetitive and persistent with what the other situation is. You know, this, I'm working on it, Tuang. It could just he could keep telling him that, and it's just, he's had enough, right? Then Mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, and introspection. Mirroring each other. Well, this could be saying that, you know, how sad and unhappy Mew has been looking lately. Could also be how Gulf is. He's just better at hiding it. Or Gulf has, you know, more distraction of happiness to hide it behind because he has all his fans and all his work, etc. Or it could be relationships reflect our wounds. It could be that, you know, he's holding a mirror up to his relationship with Mew and thinking, this is not healthy. He could be thinking that. Introspection could be he's going within and is really thinking to himself, this isn't healthy for me or him or Mew. I need to do something. I need to, you know, make a decision that will change things for the better for all of us. And that could be Gulf thinking, you know, as we said, walking away for good could be better for all of them. And then this love call, someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So this could be about Gulf organizing the meetup with Mew to tell him what he's decided or what he feels. This could be, as we said, Mew might be dreading this sudden surprise meeting. It could be that. Or this could be Mew. This could be Gulf suddenly wanting to talk to Mew and then Mew expressing his love to Golf in that meeting and saying, no, Tuang, you can't, don't you dare leave my life, I can't have you leave my life, no, just don't worry, I'll do it, I'll change, I'll do what I have to do to keep you in my life. It could be like that, possibly. Let's get 2 more cards like we did for Mew, though. So, Golf is possibly feeling that Mew is sabotaging them, that, their relationship isn't looking that healthy anymore, and he wants to discuss this with Mew. What else? Cupid's arrow, same as what we got for Mew, and abundance. Look at that. So looking at that just the way it is, I feel like whatever this talk is that Golf is planning to have with Mew, or that Mew has with Golf, is going to bring up old feelings. Old feelings are going to be awakened. Faith that their time is coming, or love is coming for both of them, is going to come back. Also, the surprise invitation or meeting and hesitation. Like I said, Mew is dreading it. Maybe Golf is dreading it too, but he knows that if he does this, if he communicates with Mew in this way, that it will be for the better for everyone. And maybe he doesn't know how exactly that will be just yet, because he wouldn't be doing this thinking that him threatening to, well, not threatening, but him choosing and telling Mew that he's going to walk away would trigger Mew back to him. He wouldn't be thinking that. He'd be thinking he's making a decision to walk away. He's trying to be, he's trying to, excuse me, he's trying to choose himself and avoid conflict. And move on with or without Mew. And he wouldn't go into this conversation hoping that Mew will suddenly turn around saying, no, don't go. Wouldn't be like that. I mean, he might expect it, but he wouldn't expect that it would really change the outcome. And that might be the big surprise for both of them, that Golf communicating how he truly feels, that, he's not happy to just sit on the side anymore, could be what they need to move on happily with each other in each other's lives. Alright. Now, Ivory, your turn. What can you tell me more about this hammer card here? So, Golf is truly feeling like Mew is possibly sabotaging their relationship. I'm really getting that more than trying to fix it. You're so special. Well, that's not what I was expecting. Hang on. Wow, you're my soulmate pops up. Yeah, okay. You're so special. Where is it? You're truly divine. I never felt energy like yours before, and I can't get enough. Maybe this is saying that it's more about he wants to fix things between him and Mew. He really wants to keep working on things with him and Mew. But the mirror card. So what's this mirror card about, Ivory? You can't really change that into a more positive thing. He's really self-reflecting and holding a mirror up to his relationship with Mew and thinking it's not healthy, isn't he? Showing out. Showing out. So what did I say earlier about Golf doesn't want to just sit on the side and pretend everything's okay anymore? Well, showing out. I'm acting like I don't care about what's happened between us, but I do. I just want to appear unbothered. So this could be Golf actually holding the mirror up to himself and realizing, who am I kidding? I'm only human, and I don't like this. I don't like the situation between us at all right now. And I'm not going to keep sitting here quietly anymore. Maybe it's like that. And what about this love call? Look at that. Twin flame. Funny, twin flame came up earlier, didn't it? And now it's come up again. Twin flame for love call. Twin flame, where are you? Twin flame, you activated my soul to find my true purpose and destiny in life. You helped me heal in ways no one else could. Thank you for finding me again this time around. This could be, the words on this card is like, this could be Gulf pouring his heart out to Mew, saying, you know, thank you for the good times, Fee, but I'm going to move on now. It could be like that. But then it could change sort of mid-conversation to having hope again that things can work out, because Mew may be like, no, don't do that. We belong together. I will fix things. Chuang. Just hold on. Like, so it could be like that. Or it could just be that, you know, this is Gulf's intuition, that there is definitely a strong bond between them. Soulmate. Mew thinks soulmate. Gulf thinks twin flame. There's definitely something there, and this isn't the end. I think that it's like, I'm getting that. This isn't the end. Gulf knows that him walking away from you isn't the ultimate end. Like, it would only be temporary. How he knows that, I think it's to do with how I said, like, he still has the hope that one day Mew may still come back to him. You know, like I said earlier, when you're ready, you know where to find me, that kind of attitude. So he's not closing the door on him completely. And possibly Mew too, you know, he's well, he got the soulmate card. So he knows there's something special there he needs to protect. He needs to stop Gulf from walking out of his life for good. So this conversation, or this communication, however it may take place, is going to change everything. Cupid's arrow down here is in the place of the lightning card that was for Mew's reading. What's this Cupid's arrow about? Let me go. See, this is still Gulf possibly going on, saying, you know, it's been great, and I know you were someone very special in my life, but let me go. You deserve all the good things in this world, and right now I am not in a space to give you the type of connection you deserve. Live your life and let me go. This could even be how he feels about Mew. Mew is not in a space to give him the type of connection he deserves. It could be that. So he's just saying, live your life and let me go, as I said. But twin flame here. Twin flame kind of means it's going to be temporary. Whether they know it or not, it's going to be temporary. And what about this abundance card? I mean, you saw Mew's reading. He's not going to let it happen. Gulf may be determined, but Mew's just not going to let it happen. Ghosted. I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed to get away and clear my head. Abundance. See, this could be, because while I said that about Mew's reading, it's not like it's all going to happen in a flash, right? Even though lightning is like quick, sudden change, that doesn't mean that it's all going to change overnight. Some Something may change, yes, of course, the first sudden change, but for it to actually, for them to gain abundance, is what I mean, for them to get from sudden change to abundance, may take longer. So this card coming up for abundance, I'm sorry I disappeared, I needed to get away and clear my head. This could be referring to a possible separation period they may have while Mew figures himself out, while Golf literally does walk away so that, you know, Mew knows he's not bluffing, before they possibly reunite. That could be what that's about. Make sense? And let's see if you can sugarcoat this one. So, Ombre, what can you add to this spread about how Golf Kanawa is currently feeling towards Mew Superset? One more card, please. What can you add to this spread of how Golf Kanawa is currently feeling towards Mew Superset? Well, I asked for 1 and I got 3. Anyway. First card I got, which fell on my lap, was without you in my life, I feel so lost. We are forever soul and heart connected. Goes very well with twin flame here. Only you can see through me. And your beautiful soul is what I crave most. Only you can see through me. I feel like that might be more himself, like this showing out. Like I said, he's holding a mirror up to himself, how he is acting regarding the relationship. And it's like, only he knows. Only he can see through himself. Only he knows what is hiding under all that happy exterior that he shows to the world. We are forever soul and heart connected. Definitely goes with twin flame. Your beautiful soul is what I crave most. Well, this could be... This could be, I am sorry I disappeared. This could be because Mew may have or will disappear from Golf's life for a little while. And maybe Mew starts craving Golf and Golf him. After that separation, they start longing, perhaps. You're so special, and Hammer here with without you in my life, I feel so lost. This could be also added to this card, like Golf is seeing for himself that he knows this can't continue the way it is. He's only human, and, you know, he is suffering in the background through all this, and he needs to do something about it. Alright, so I think I'll leave it at that for... Oh, hang on. Maybe I should take a screenshot of that. I think I'll leave it at that for the oracle reading for those two. And we better move on to the other two. So it's 6 o'clock here already. I'm half an hour late for the other reading, but, you know, MewGulf is the priority, so sorry, not sorry. But if I can say anything after this reading, it's that any doubt or negativity I was feeling personally about what's happening lately and, you know, the chance of Golf actually walking out of Mew's life, I think differently now, because clearly Mew's not going to let it happen. He'll do anything to stop that from happening, it seems. Golf will still be like, no, you've got to let me go, you've got to let me go, but it will only be temporary. If it is, it'll only be temporary, because Mew will be triggered into action. He'll do what he has to do, to make Golf feel more comfortable, if not fully comfortable, depending what he chooses to do, what he says, what happens. This could even be, if we try to put the idea of them being lovers out of it, it could be Mew sort of making things more comfortable for them to work together again as well. It could be like that. Like what he put up on his ID regarding him and Sunny could also in the future, or it could prove to be for working with Golf again as well. Alright, so I'll stop this here and I'll go on to the other two. The next reading, hang on a minute. The next reading, I think it'll be the 11th, but stay tuned for confirmation on that. And of course it'll be the monthly portraits for August then. So if you're not going to watch the next one with the other half, Waanjai on, and I'll see you next time. Alright? Alright. Bye.
Saying that I know what it means. I'm not saying that it means that it has some nefarious intent, and I'm not here to assign meaning to that. But to not analyze that simply because people do weird things is like, why? It's not necessarily to assign meaning. It's just to make people aware that this is a thing. If you look at the video of what happened immediately thereafter, somebody like Frank Turek has what most people would consider to be a normal response. Oh my God, get down, jump, go over to. Whereas the other guy calmly walks in the other direction. It's very strange. People look at that and say his response wasn't normal. Who just drags him off into a car like a sack of potatoes? I mean, this is where everything is strange if you want to be strange. And again, you say it's pieces of puzzle, and no, I say it's shiny lasers that people now would say, oh, now I can say the TPUSA was wrong because who behaves like that in the absence of any actual material evidence. Just because somebody says that doesn't mean that that is the purpose of the information itself. Just because some people interpret it that way, and that's how they react to it, and they're like, BB, like, Mikey McCoy was walking away because he has getting his BB bucks. Just because someone says that doesn't mean that the information in and of itself is immaterial. And again, it's not to draw a conclusion about its meaning. It's just to present it as a thing that goes on the shelf that could potentially have some information later that would answer another question, or maybe it will mean